inside. I got a Christmas tree that was free. Well, it's not completely free because it was in the donation pile at a place that I go, and the thing is, someone left with the foot of it, without taking the actual tree. They just took the foot. So I don't have a foot, so I'm gonna have to buy one. It's like 15 bucks, so technically it cost me 15 bucks. It's huge. It almost reaches the ceiling. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's okay. It was free! It's so worth it! Seriously, it sucks that I have to pay 15 bucks for a foot. For now, those are the ones that I found. I'm hoping to find a second-hand one. It's going to cost me less, because it just puts a temper on the free part of the tree. But still, look! A thing like that would cost me so much, actually. So I'm so happy! It is so not reasonable to have taken it, considering I already have 2 Christmas trees and we're in June. And I don't have a place to store it. But it was free! And a free Christmas tree, you take it! I really wish there wasn't that dumbass who took the foot with him, but people are jerk. People are jerk, and I don't like people, and that's why I stay inside most of the time. And it's kind of a problem, because if I had stayed inside last Friday, well, I wouldn't have another tree. Which, now that I'm thinking about, maybe not exactly that much a loss. But still, look, I can make as many ornaments as I want. Now I have all the room to store it. That's amazing. That's great. Also, there was a box of actual ornaments and garlands with it, so I obviously took it because I'm fillers. But yeah, it's so cool. It's so nice. I'm so happy. It's such a problem. It's okay. I don't regret it. You know, the worst part is I could actually Frankenstein my 2 big green trees into one monstrosity, and a part of my brain is like, do it. But I can't do it because it wouldn't fit in the room, in either room. They're just not tall enough for that kind of monstrosity. But when I was living in my childhood home, one of the room was actually divided in half at some point, and like the second floor was only going to part of the house, and the room that was there was super tall because it was like 2 floors high, and every tree that we had in this house was just dwarfed and looked ridiculous compared to the huge ceilings. So my dad actually Frankenstein 2 trees, so I know how to do it. I want to do it, but I don't have a house with a huge 2-floor high ceiling, so that's just not realistic. So it's okay, I'll just have 2 instead. I'm gonna put one there and the white one there too, so my living room is going to be full of trees. And we're gonna have to suck it up to make it work, because I'm definitely keeping the one in my bedroom, the big one that I have. And I'm definitely keeping the white one, and probably here because I like the white one downstairs, I guess. Maybe I could put it upstairs, but it just wouldn't fit right with the atmosphere of the room. So I'm gonna have to find a way to keep the both. Maybe put one outside is an option, but anything that I would put outside of it on the tree would be damaged. The tree on itself was probably gonna be fine, but every ornament I could put on there would be damaged, especially if I put like electric lights on it. It's just going to be so bad idea, so I'm not gonna do that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm tempted. Maybe come winter, come Christmas, I will decide to put it up. outside. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows what will happen until December. Honestly, lately I've been wanting to move out. I still really love the place I live in, and I really love a lot of things about it. I like the shape of it. I like my gallery walls that I'm not sure will actually work in another place. I like that my cat can go outside and roam freely and be safe, and I like my garden, I like my neighbors, and I like the train that passed twice a day just near there, and I really like my place, and I painted the bedroom, and it took me a year, and I want to give it that. But the crap that my landlords pull out in the bathroom just make me want to quit. And I went to see my friend on Tuesday, and in the return time he brought me to his apartment, which is a social housing apartment, and it's amazing, and it's like barely more expensive than mine, and it's 110 square meters. It is huge. There are two floors. It's duplex, and there are like 4 rooms upstairs, 5 rooms downstairs. It is huge. It is huge, and I'm like struggling with my almost $500 for my 50 square meters, and I'm struggling to fit everything that I want to fit in that inside, and it just really sucks. And of course I wouldn't take 110 square meters one, but still I could have way bigger than this for way cheaper. And at first I didn't want it because I went into a social housing a few years ago with my sisters actually, and it sucked. Big part of it was because I was living with my sisters, and you know, bad memories, and I don't want to live like that again ever in my life. But also it was not that great. It was a bit dingy, and the neighbors were not that nice and pretty noisy, not in a good way, and it was not that great, and I didn't like it. It was not my home. And also one part that sucked, we were at the 8th floor, and the elevator never worked. So taking 8th floor of stairs every day, every time you had to go up and down, was a fucking nightmare. And I'd like a house with less stairs than more stairs. So honestly, social housing never seemed that appealing to me before, but now it is. Now it is so appealing, and I am so itching to just go out, especially since I'm so broke lately. It's just, I wish I could just take 200 off of my rent every month and have a bigger place where I can store everything that I want, and I have my 3 Christmas trees freely roaming on the house. But it's the decision to give up this apartment. This is my home. It's the first place I ever called home and felt like it. I don't want to give it up just because of a couple of dumbass landlords do crap. Also, I really don't hate being broke all the time lately. The inflation and the crisis and the money thing lately has been kicking my ass pretty good, and I'm broke. And I have to find ways to spend less because I cannot ever again win more. So that really sucks. So I just have to tighten my belt and live a life that sucks more, where I can just buy things that I want, and it really sucks. It's not an easy decision. I think I'm gonna stay, because for now there are more pros than cons, but if they don't just keep pulling all that crap, if they chase away all the neighbors that I like, I think I'm gonna leave and try to find some place that my cats will like. Maybe? I don't know. Moving out of there will be such a pain in the ass, to be honest. I am no longer in shape to do a whole moving out of stuff by myself. I do not have friends to help me. I think my neighbor will actually do it with me, but she's like 60, man, so not really, you know. So I'd like to actually pay someone to do it for me. First time in my life that I didn't just push through and did it the cheap way, and that means that I have to think about it, think about the cost of it. It probably gets balanced with whatever money I would save if I were into social housing. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. It's probably not going to go anywhere, but yeah, I'm thinking about it. But I think for now the actual solution that I have to go is confront my landlords and push them to do better, because whatever crap they pull upstairs is not gonna live. And maybe I could bribe them with, if I replace the tiles, which will be good for me because I want a better design for the tiles and it's been in my project for a long time. If I replace the tiles, you replace everything else and you do it properly and you pay someone to do it. Maybe that will work. That means that we'll have to buy the tiles and put them and do it in summer. So it's an option. It's not my best, it's not my worst. Right now I'm a little broke, so it does not look that happening, but I could pull money from my saving for it. It's an option. If I need to bribe them to do something, yes, I would do it. Really hope I won't have to, but it's still an option. But I really need to comfort them and to make them make it better. And if my bathroom is better, if they don't, they won't chase away all of my neighbors or this instance, so it's gonna be okay. For now, if the bathroom is better, I think I can stay comfortably. It's still not as spacious as I would like to, but I'm a hoarder and nothing is gonna ever be big enough to store all my crap. It's a problem that I saw with my parents too. They always buy bigger and bigger because they keep hoarding stuff, and right now I'm so poor, I'm so broke that the hoarder brain is in overdrive. So that's why I have a new trick, by the way. I'll find a way, I'll make it work, I'll declutter all the stuff. I can make it work. I'll find another way. It's okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. I'll make it work. But yeah, I really need to confront my landlords because they're assholes and I'm not buying it. So yeah, that's the thing that happened. I have a new Christmas tree because hoarder brain went overdrive because I'm so poor. But hey, last month at that date I was minus 320 euros. And this month I'm only minus 13 euros. That means I have saved so far 300 bucks. So this month sucked money wise and I couldn't buy anything and I was so fucking broke and I had to dip into my cash stash, $50 bill, 50 euro bill to just buy groceries, so it's not great. And yeah, the whole month sucks because of all of the limitation and the prohibitions, but it worked. I saved 300 bucks. It's huge. So that's a pretty good sign. That means if I really need to do a month where I don't spend anything, 300 bucks is what I can actually save, which is a good sign. Admittedly, I did not have any electricity bill during that month, so it definitely helped. But it's a pretty good sign anyway, and that means that I'm in an upward slope, so I'll make it work, especially since in the summer I'm just not that active, so I don't really need to spend money because I'm so lazy and I spend all my time sleeping in my hammock And honestly, that's all I do. Like, this week I had thing to do, but all I did was lay in my hammock and sleep and cope from the awful nightmares that heat gives me. To be honest, most of my energy is coping with the heat and coping with the nightmares induced by the heat. So that's my summer for you. Hopefully, you know, last week I said, yeah, on Wednesday there will be a storm, and the week after that, yeah, on Wednesday there will be a storm, because fucking forecast kept lying to me. So for now they're planning for Friday, but they're planning for 3 straight days, so I'm thinking that maybe they're more into something there. But it's gonna jump to 31 degrees and I'm going to be dying. So I really need it to work. On Sunday I did full rest because I was exhausted. On Monday I did some cleaning, not a lot, but I did some. I need to do it again because it's a fucking mess again, but I don't want to do it, so it's not done. On Tuesday, as I said, I spent the day with my friend at his country house, and it was nice. We played cards, spent time in his garden, and it was nice. And I started, where is it? I started on the umbrella, I started on the big one, and man, it's a complicated pattern. And I suck at reading patterns, so it's gonna be a journey, and I'm not sure I want to tackle that journey right now. So I'm thinking for my needlework I'm going to switch to redoing my scarves, which is another on my project, and this one's gonna be easy and just repetitive, so it's gonna be good. And I did a cake, and I asked my neighbor to bring me back my fan and my AC because heat. For now I haven't used them, but that means that both my room is super cluttered right now because there is the AC upstairs, there's a tree there, there's a fan there. It's a fucking mess. But at least I will have it when I am positively dying from the heat in the next few days. On Wednesday I actually went grocery shopping, and I was like, I'm taking a 50 bucks bill. It's gonna be enough to cover the thing. And no! It was the bare minimum, barely. And even on the protein stuff I did buy some meat, you know, but I bought the cheapest thing I could find, and I still paid 68 bucks. So 18 bucks on my card and 50 bucks on the bill. It was awful. I keep spending money. And I did some yarn stuff, and oh, I picked up roses. My rose bushes are thriving right now. There are flowers everywhere, it's so nice, and I managed to have this huge bouquet of roses that is sitting on my desk right now, and it's beautiful. And it's so mine. It's so nice to have flowers that I didn't have to buy. It's so nice. So yeah, that was Wednesday. And then on Thursday I went playing cards. I started on the fringe of my poncho blanket. I prepped the crystal to send, and I finally did the dishes. I was productive on Thursday. On Wednesday I went back to the place where I usually play Mahjong to play cards again. So it was not the same people, so it was a lot nicer. I was a lot less lucky because on Thursday I was super lucky, it was so nice. And on Friday I didn't win one. It really sucked. That's life. And I finally sent the crystal to their respectable owners, and one of them paid me back and the other didn't. And guess what? The other that didn't do it is my best friend. It's okay. I know she will. If only because I'm gonna harass her until she does. I posted them, I put some candy in the mix, and bye bye cursed balls. I'm not seeing you ever again. It's good because I hated them in the end. I finally changed the battery on my computer because, you know, I told you the trackpad, I went to the Apple shop and they told me that possibly it was because the battery was bombed, and I don't know, you know, not swallowed. What's the word? You know, too big, and it was influencing the trackpad. It was a good theory, but it was not the case. I changed the battery and it didn't work. By the way, the box where the battery came in, it had the screwdrivers I needed to open the box, to open the computer. So I bought the computer and I waited for them for nothing. So I'm gonna go back on Amazon and try to return them, because that's the only good thing about going with Amazon, is I don't mind making them pay for a refund. So yeah, that was nice. Oh, and I finished the fringes on my blanket that day. It looks great. At first when I did them, I didn't do them with any kind of order. It didn't look great. I was like, oh no, I cut out all of those fringes for nothing, because now that I'm adding them, it looks like trash. So I decided another way to do it, and now it looks all neat and proper and it's good. So I'm keeping it. So I have one side of fringe done. Now if I want to continue working on the blanket, I actually need to buy more yarn, which I am not doing right now because I'm trying to save money. So I'm going to focus on another yarn project until I can afford the 60 bucks of yarn that I'm going to need. We'll see when that happens. Oh, and today I wanted to fix my baking spatula, which broke. And you know, I used contact cement because that was the strongest thing I could think of, and I had on hand, and it's not working. So I had to buy a new one during my grocery shop. So it was $4 that I spent, and I needed it, but fuck that, I hated spending those $4 because I did not have the money. And why did that bitch have to break now? I made it work, it's okay. Today I actually did some archery. It did not go well, like at all. I kept missing the target. My arm was tired and in pain, and I just wasn't in the mood for it. And I kept missing and missing, and I managed to break completely 2 arrows and damage a few more. And it's such a pain in the ass, so at some point I just had to count my losses and quit, because I can't afford to break all of my arrows just on one session. So I just called it quit. And I'm going to continue on a day I feel better and can actually manage it. So yeah, I also did some yogurt, and I wanted to clean the place because I actually need to clean the place again, and I did not because I didn't want to. I'm not motivated at all, so instead I just assembled the Christmas tree to make sure everything is there. And yeah, that was kinda all I did today, and most of the time spent on my book reading. In my defense, I had really bad nightmares last night, so I just needed time to cope. But that's what I did. So that was my week. Not that bad, but productivity-wise not that great, but I did have a lot of joy and enjoyment out of it, so that's great! Not all of my weeks are like that. Sometimes I'm not productive because, you know, I'm depressed and life sucks and everything. Right now I'm pretty happy because I'm doing summer things and just laying around lazing and doing nothing is pretty nice. And it's not sustainable long term, but it's still pretty nice for now. So yeah, summer does bring me some joy. Just not productivity at all. You have to make choices in life. Next week, doing the flower books, doing the sketches for July last year on my bullet journal that I still didn't do, and finally cleaning my place. And if I manage that, it's gonna be okay. I'm not putting up too much of a hope for next week because I know it's gonna be super hot. I'm gonna be so tired, and priority is to stay alive. So yeah, that's gonna be nice. And tonight I'm flying for a friend on Amazon and a return. I'm going to return it and pulling apart the tree because like it was not even pulled apart properly because like they did it like fucking gangsters. They just cut it in three and pushed it into fucking bags. Now I have to do it properly because I'm not a barbarian. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for tonight. See you next week without the tree. Promise.